Earth is an ancient planet, having existed for around 4.5 billion years. In contrast, human history is very short. Even if we start counting from when human ancestors diverged evolutionarily from other species, humankind's history is only a few million years. This huge difference makes one wonder, could human civilization not be the only intelligent civilization to have existed on Earth? Based on this idea, some have proposed the following viewpoint. Throughout Earth's long history, intelligent civilizations may have emerged many times, following a cyclical pattern of birth, development, prosperity, decline, and extinction during different eras. Our human civilization is just one of them, and certainly the newest. In the past, researchers with this view have listed many traces suspected to be relics of prehistoric civilizations. The most eye-catching is probably the 2-billion-year-old nuclear reactor. Why? Because such a thing did indeed exist. These ancient nuclear reactors were discovered at the Oklo mine in Gabon, Africa. In 1972, French physicist Francis Perrin found something unusual during an analysis of uranium ore samples from the mine. Normally, uranium-235 makes up around 0.72% of natural uranium, but in these samples it was only 0.60%. This quickly drew attention since everyone knows what uranium-235 can be used for. A team of experts then investigated the Oklo mine thoroughly. They subsequently discovered 16 zones at the mine where uranium-235 was significantly depleted. In these zones, there were also elevated levels of substances like neodymium-143 and neodymium-145, which can be generated from uranium-235 fission. Their abundances were 71.7% and 10.2% respectively, far above normal levels of 12.2% and 8.3%. After multiple experiments and field studies, the researchers concluded, the reason for this situation is that these zones used to be nuclear reactors, where a lot of uranium-235 underwent fission reactions. Dating showed these nuclear reactors were extremely old, having stopped operating around 2 billion years ago. Clearly, there were no humans on Earth 2 billion years ago. So who built these 2-billion-year-old nuclear reactors? Does this mean Earth civilizations really undergo cycles? Those who believe in ancient civilizations would say yes. They argue these reactors must have been built by a civilization long ago because nuclear reactors require a lot of manual operation, like enriching uranium-235, controlling the reaction rate to prevent runaway reactions, and adding moderators to slow neutrons for sustained reactions. In addition, most neutrons from uranium-235 fission are fast neutrons. Reactors need moderators to reduce their energy for absorption. Of course, scientists do not readily accept the idea of cyclical Earth civilizations. After all, an advanced civilization capable of building nuclear reactors 2 billion years ago should have left behind more widespread artificial traces, not just isolated reactors. In fact, scientists have provided natural explanations for these ancient reactors. The key to a nuclear reactor is a chain reaction where neutrons from fission events induce further fission. With enough uranium-235 and proper neutron speeds, the reaction can be self-sustaining. In man-made reactors, uranium enrichment and moderators control the reaction. In the Oklo reactors, natural processes enabled these conditions. First, uranium-235 decays over time. Its half-life is about 700 million years. So 2 billion years ago, uranium-235 levels in the Oklo area could have reached about 3.7%, just above the 3% needed for a reactor. Second, the Oklo site had a large sandstone layer with uranium-rich pockets. These formed 16 natural reactor zones of different sizes and shapes. Each had tiny cracks for groundwater flow which moderated neutrons and removed heat, allowing stable reactions. Thus, the reactors likely formed naturally under chance conditions, rather than being man-made. Related research showed they operated intermittently for about 500,000 years, generating energy equivalent to 10 billion degrees of electricity total. Averaged over time, that's just 50 degrees per day. Far too low for an advanced civilization's reactor. So logically, these reactors were also not man-made. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.